I'm just loving what I'm hearing that is connecting everything to everything else. There is no one thing that we're fighting. There's no one thing that we're wanting to point a finger at. We're saying everything is connected. Okay, when someone has a medical issue and they're swamped with medical bills and it ends up with them being homeless, tell me how anything is made better by them being homeless. Their health is not made better. Their ability to get a job is not made better. Their ability to be a contributing citizen that's helping everything else stand up is certainly not made better. When someone does get a job, and a job that used to pay a living wage decades ago, now does not pay a living wage, now pays a wage that does not finance even a one-room apartment. Or if they have a one-room apartment, the person has to choose between food and paying the electricity, while the CEO of the company that used to make a lovely, quite wealthy income now makes an obscenely wealthy income. With everything being connected, that person who is not making a living wage either has to take another job. Maybe if they have children, they can't take another job because they can't finance childcare. Or if they are taking a second job, their health gets put at risk because of how much they're working. Or I end up seeing them in the mental health area because they just are so stressed and overwhelmed that they can't go on any longer. I tell you, I used to work in mental health back in the mid-90s. Then I took a break, did some other things, and now back at it. And I can tell you, in the same setting, day program between the mid-90s and 3 decades later, there's a big difference. Yes, we hear the same stories about trauma, we hear stories about anxiety that make it hard to get out of one's home, we hear stories about depression, but the stories that have a component of financial hardship are just rife in that setting. And it used to be a big piece of that puzzle. I don't know how many times I've heard somebody say, I was doing okay, and then I got laid off, and then I didn't have my insurance, and then I couldn't get my medication. And then I kind of lost it. How many times have I heard that? If I had a dollar for every time I heard that, I could retire. When that happens, it's not because that person is losing their mental stability, not because they had to, not because there wasn't any calls to make it better. They're losing that because someone's looking at the bottom line and saying, oh, we could be a little higher this quarter if we laid some people off. We could have a little bit better bottom line this quarter, and then our stock will go up a little bit, and then those of us who have stock, that's the people at the top, will have a little bit better number behind our name, when they tout up who's most important. Who's most important in this world? Well, it's considered the people who have big numbers behind their name or their net worth. In the meantime, people's lives are on the line. Now, I'm not saying that hypothetically. I'm saying that realistically. When I talked to the Planning Commission, we were getting ready to talk to them, I did a little bit of research and realized, and this shocked me, I didn't expect this outcome. Realized that between 2018, March through December, death rate from accidental deaths, the kind that end up in an ER, they've almost doubled in Lancaster County between that time in 2018 and the same time in 2019. That's atrocious. That's absolutely atrocious. And what it says to me is UPMC, made a decision without any concern in the world that people's lives were actually at stake. Not to pick on UPMC, because they're not really any different than most of the corporations that we're dealing with, okay? I mean, they're horrible, they're evil, and they're right in the company of so many other corporations that are making decisions that have an impact on people's lives. Corporations that are saying, it's okay to pay upper management more and more and more and more than they can even use. They can't use it. There are people who are bringing in more every day than any of us will ever see in a year. There are people who are bringing in more every day than all of us combined will ever see in a year. They can't possibly use it. Push the button. Okay. They can't possibly even use all the money they're getting. It's just money for money's sake. It's just so they can say, this is what I make. Ah, I'm better than you. They have no need. And meanwhile, other people whose lives are being wrecked, people whose lives are being ruined, are actually suffering day after day. The bottom half of the country is sacrificing so the top 10% can live like kings. It's pathetic, it's evil, it's a sin. I just call it what it is. It's a sin. I know we're not all the same on a faith basis, but I'm comfortable saying that's a sin. Right? These are exactly the kind of people that Jesus called out and said, look at your hypocrisy. Look at what you say, what you do. You call yourselves righteous, you call yourselves the good people, the wonderful people, the pillars of society. No, the pillars of society are not the people who are on the society page. They're not the people who are on the front of Forbes magazine. They're not the people who are in the financial news. The pillars of society are the people who are making society actually run. They're the people sweeping the streets, caring for people in the hospitals. They're the people who are doing the laundry and doing the daycare and making the food. Those are the pillars of society. And it's time we took our marching orders and our priorities from that standpoint, that valuation. When they're talking in there, this is the State of the City address, right? Mm-hmm. They have a certain set of values. Many of them not bad or wrong. Oh, wilding white women. Okay. But those values are looking at different things than we're talking about. They're looking at different things than we're looking at when we say, what is the state of the city? What is the health of this city? As long as there are homeless people out here camping out in little groves in the woods, camping out in Ben's Park, wherever, it's not a healthy city. As long as there are people who cannot scrape up enough for rent, even though they're working, it's not a healthy city. As long as there are people who are sending their kids to school hungry in the morning, it's not a healthy city. That's what we have to be looking at and saying, those are our priorities. Those are where we're looking at what makes a healthy city.